Good morning. I'm Claire, and welcome to our news discussion today.
And I'm Alan. We're covering several major stories that have unfolded recently, starting with the latest developments in the Middle East.
The U.S. military has launched strikes against Iran following the downing of a U.S. Army Apache helicopter off the coast of Oman. According to U.S. Central Command, this action is described as a proportional response to what they termed unjustified Iranian aggression.
That's a significant escalation. What exactly did the U.S. Central Command say about the strikes?
They stated that the strikes were in response to the downing of the Apache helicopter and characterized them as self-defense strikes. The reporting indicates that the U.S. is taking a firm stance against what they perceive as Iranian aggression.
How did President Trump initially react to the incident involving the Apache helicopter?
President Trump claimed that Iran had shot down the Apache helicopter and vowed that the U.S. must react. He made these comments on Tuesday, emphasizing the need for a U.S. response to the alleged Iranian action.
I see. So there was a sequence of events here. First, the helicopter incident, then Trump's statement, followed by the U.S. military strikes. Can you clarify the timeline based on the reports?
The Apache helicopter crashed or was downed near the Strait of Hormuz on Monday. President Trump made his comments on Tuesday, and the U.S. military launched the strikes against Iran on the same day. The timeline is quite tight, indicating a rapid response.
That's interesting. The reports also mention that President Trump initially said the pilots were fine after the helicopter crashed. Was there any discrepancy between his initial statement and the later claim that Iran shot it down?
Initially, President Trump said the pilots were fine after the crash, but later he stated that Iran had shot down the helicopter. The later statement was more assertive about Iranian involvement.
Right. And this shift in narrative seems to have directly preceded the U.S. military action against Iran. It's worth noting that the initial crash was described differently than the later claim of being shot down.
Exactly. The change in description from a crash to being shot down by Iran marks a significant escalation in the rhetoric and actions between the U.S. and Iran.
Let's switch gears to a different story. The International Criminal Court's chief prosecutor, Karim Khan, has been suspended following a probe into sexual misconduct allegations. Can you provide more context on this development?
The suspension came after the ICC's oversight body referred Khan for disciplinary proceedings based on an inquiry report from the UN Watchdog Office of Internal Oversight Services. The decision was made by the 21-member executive committee.
What are the implications of suspending the chief prosecutor, especially given the nature of the allegations?
The suspension indicates serious concerns about Khan's conduct and could potentially impact the ICC's ongoing investigations and operations. It highlights the importance of accountability within international institutions.
That's a significant issue. The ICC plays a critical role in investigating international crimes. Any internal issues could affect its credibility and effectiveness.
Moving on to domestic U.S. politics, Nithya Raman, a progressive city council member, has advanced to a November runoff against Los Angeles Mayor Karen Bass. What are the implications of this development for Los Angeles?
This sets up an unexpected matchup between two Democrats who were previously allies. What does the reporting say about the potential dynamics of this runoff election?
The runoff election between Raman and Bass will be significant for Los Angeles, a city of nearly 4 million people facing various challenges. The reporting highlights that both candidates are Democrats, making it an intra-party contest.
So the election will likely focus on policy differences or leadership styles within the Democratic Party. Are there any notable differences between Raman and Bass that have been highlighted in the reporting?
The reporting characterizes Raman as a progressive, which might imply certain policy positions or approaches to governance that could differ from Bass's, but specific differences haven't been detailed in the stories we've seen.
It's an interesting dynamic, especially given that they're both Democrats. The contest could reveal more about the party's internal divisions or consensus on key issues for Los Angeles.
As we continue to follow these stories, we'll likely gain more insights into the candidates' positions and the broader implications for the city.
Before we wrap up, let's summarize the key points. We discussed the U.S. military strikes against Iran following the Apache helicopter incident, the suspension of ICC Chief Prosecutor Karim Khan, and the Los Angeles mayoral runoff between Nithya Raman and Karen Bass.
That's a broad range of significant stories. Each has important implications, whether it's the escalation of U.S.-Iran tensions, the accountability within international institutions, or the leadership contest in a major U.S. city.
As we close today's discussion, it's clear that these stories will continue to unfold and have far-reaching consequences.
Goodbye, and thank you for joining us. We'll continue to follow these developments in future episodes.